Hi there. Okay, today's podcast we are going to be looking at the functional areas of business. Now, when we refer to functional areas or the key functions of business, what we're referring to are departments. So just like in school we have various different departments like biology, science, maths, business, okay? Businesses are split into departments as well. We call these functional areas. Now, with functional areas, just like we have in school with departments, in certain functional areas you have people with particular types of skills and particular types of education and experience. And I'm going to go through the different functional areas that businesses have, and obviously the people in those functional areas will have certain qualifications and certain experience to go with that particular job. Just like in school, if you have a science department that's filled with people who've got degrees in biology, chemistry and physics, in the business department you have teachers who have got degrees in business and so on. Okay, so you have specialist people that work in these particular functional areas and departments doing certain kinds of jobs and work. So the main functional areas that businesses have, we have customer service, administration and IT, we have the marketing department, human resources, research and development, finance and operations. Now, for IGCSE business studies, you will be particularly focusing on a number of these functional areas. So the operations department, we do an entire section, and that is section 4 from the textbook. The finance function comes under section 5 of the textbook. Okay, human resources, that falls under section 2, and marketing is section 3. So we will be spending a lot of time focusing on each of these functional areas. So just to go through these functional areas, first of all of the functional areas have to work together, like this jigsaw on here. They're not working on their own, doing their own thing. They all work together to support the business and the business's aims. That's what everybody has to be working towards, the aims and objectives of the business. What is the business trying to achieve? And then all of these things need to fit together in order to help the business work towards its aims. So it's a cooperation between all the departments. It's not like a department is a bubble doing its own thing. All the departments need to communicate and work together. And if you think back to when you did communication, if different departments are communicating with each other, then that would be internal communication, communicating within the business and working together. Okay, the first functional area that we're going to look at is the human resource department. Now, the human resources, if you think to section 2 from the textbook, human resources, one of the main parts of their job role is recruitment and selection. So their job is if an employee leaves the business and the company has a vacant position that they need to fill, then the human resource department is responsible for recruiting and finding a new employee to fill that position. Now, what comes under recruitment? It's things like creating a job description, creating a person specification, okay, creating an advertisement, accepting CVs or application forms, interviewing the candidates, and then it would be asking for references to check are they really what they say they are, have they lied, and find out what do previous employees or employers think to this individual. So accepting references, and then contract of employment. They're also responsible for training, making sure that the workers, the employees, have the correct training in place. So if they need training on a particular machine or they need to improve their skills, then the human resource department is responsible for ensuring that training courses are in place, and they play a role in health and safety within the organisation, making sure the company is safe for the workers, and they make sure the business has the correct working conditions for the staff. Okay, so the human resource department, as the name suggests, is all about looking after the workers. So the humans being the workers, as people, resources within the business, making sure all the workers are happy within their job. Finance, as the name suggests, is all to do with money. So the finance function is to do with preparing financial accounts like the profit and loss account, the cash flow forecast, the balance sheet. Don't worry if you're watching this for the first time. When you come on to section 5, we will be doing all these documents. They will also pay wages and salaries to the staff, okay? And they will create financial forecasts for directors and senior managers. So the finance department is all to do with taking care of the money of the business, tracking what they're spending, creating profit and loss predictions, and financial forecasts for the business. Operations, guys, is another big one that you do need to know for your exam, and again, this is a full term that we'll be spending on this. So the operations department just means manufacturing. So the operations department is responsible for manufacturing any physical products that the business uses, okay? And essentially they take the raw materials, the inputs into the business, and they have to process those raw materials in order to create the outputs for the business, which are the finished products. So they take the inputs, the raw materials, and they turn them into finished products. That is the operations department. Next up, we've got marketing. Now, one of the key things with marketing is the 4 Ps, okay? And the 4 Ps being price, product, promotion, and place. And we call the 4 Ps the marketing mix. So the marketing department has to get the 4 Ps right for the business's customers. It's about having the right price and the right product, sold in the right place with the right promotion. Okay, so they need to get all of the 4 Ps correct for the business's customers. They're also involved in market research. So this is another big part of marketing. This is one that I would talk about if you get this question in the exam. What is the function of marketing? They carry out market research to find out the needs and wants of the customers, and then if you find out the needs and wants of the customers, you can then tailor your products to make sure they satisfy those needs and wants. And another big part of the marketing department is promotion, and the P, promotion, is advertising. So they play a role in advertising, creating brand awareness, trying to increase sales and getting interest in the company's products. Basically, advertising is about persuading the customer to buy your products, okay? Okay, customer service, these are the people that you talk to. So when you go into a business and you are talking to somebody, they are giving you customer service. So customer service is all about providing information, giving advice, delivering the goods, getting the goods out there, providing after sales service if you've got any problems with your product. Maybe it's faulty, maybe you need to change it, you go back and you talk to the customer service person, and they would give you a replacement product. So customer service is all about dealing with the customers, speaking to them, answering any queries, answering any problems. Maybe even if you've got a complaint as well, maybe you're unhappy, you would speak to the customer service department, you would complain to them, and they would then try and fix that for you. So they can give you advice and help you with the company's products. Okay, research and development. So as the name suggests, R&D, as it's often referred to, research and development, this is about designing, developing and testing new products. So before a business can launch a product, it needs to design and test and create a new one, and this is the research and development department's responsibility for their function. So it could be designing new features, it could be taking advantage of new technology, researching new technology, or improving the performance of the product. But it's about developing and designing new products for the customers. If you think to when you have done the product life cycle, the research and development stage is right at the beginning. So when you're researching and developing a new product, you're not selling it yet, there's no sales, you're just designing and developing a new one, ready to be released, ready to be put out there into the market to start selling it. But before you can sell a product, you need to design and develop that particular product and test it as well to make sure it's safe to use, and that's what the research and development department do. So if you think about an iPhone, a new iPhone comes out, let's say it's the 7 gets released, and then Apple will straight away start researching and developing and designing the iPhone 8, because that's the next one, okay, ready for that to be released. Okay guys, that's pretty much all I've got for you on the functional areas. So just remember, they are the departments of business, and they are there to help work towards the business's aims and objectives. Okay, please don't make the mistake if you get asked about functional areas or functions, don't mix this up with functions of managers. That's very different. The functions of managers is very different to functional areas, okay? That's a common mistake that students do make, okay? So functional areas being marketing, operations, finance, okay? All of these are on here. Okay guys, I hope you found that useful. See you next time.